The living world. The living world around is of diversified nature. We see different kind of lives or life forms around us. But what should we or what we can conclude by the word living? When we talk of living, we try to distinguish the living and non-living by few characteristics which only living organisms exhibit. These characteristics are grow. They grow. They grow in two ways. Living organisms grow, that is their mass is increased, they do metabolism, and the other thing is reproduction. They grow in numbers. Reproduction. Living organisms, they may show asexual or sexual type of reproduction, that is multiplication. Metabolism. Metabolism is nothing but certain chemical conversions which lead to formation of biomolecules. This is also a unique property of living organisms. Cellular structure. Living organisms have a definite, distinguished and a specialized cellular structure which responds to various external stimuli. Consciousness. Yes, the response to physical, chemical and biological stimuli is consciousness which is exhibited by living organisms. So hence we can say living organisms are the one who can reproduce, who grows, show metabolism, have definite or specialized cellular structure and shows consciousness towards external stimuli. Biodiversity. As I told that living world around us is diversified in nature. You see dense forest, you see deserts, you see beaches, and in these places different form of lives you will find. So biodiversity is this different form of life which is present all over the earth. Now to standardize the naming of these organisms, so that if a person in America is talking of a particular organism, a person in India is able to understand what organism is being discussed. Because when we talk of dog, immediately a picture of dog comes to your mind, not of a cat. So to standardize the naming of organisms, as there is huge biodiversity, a unique system is being devised which is known as nomenclature. In all over the world, the accepted nomenclature is binomial in nature, that is the biological name is having two components, genus and species. Genus is always written by the capital letter and species is written by the small letter. What are the few features of these biological names? These biological names have been derived from Latin and are always written in italics. Genus, these names as I told have two components, genus and species. Genus starts with a capital letter and species starts with a small letter. When these biological names are handwritten, they are separated or underlined or written in italics to show that they are biological names. Now the classification. Classification is nothing but process of grouping into categories, and these categories are made on the basis of observable characters. The characters which can be observed amongst the organisms are observed and then they are placed, that is classified into different categories. Category is scientifically known as taxa, and thus this study is known as taxonomy. These are the basis of taxonomy, that is characterization of organism, its identification, its classification, putting it, and then its nomenclature. Systematics is the study in which not only different organisms and their diversities is studied, but also the relationship amongst these organisms is studied. taxonomic category. The overall taxonomic arrangement is known as taxonomic category. A group represents one category and category thus represents the rank. So in this chapter of the living world, we will be learning how we classify, what is binomial nomenclature, what is the significance of genus and species, and further how this classification is done and what are the various hierarchy or the levels of this classification.